Hi again, it's a bit hot today, but I thought I may as well do an intactivist film. I've been cleaning up my room. I found this book, Foreskin by Bud Berkeley. Bud Berkeley. It's an American book, I think. And it's quite good. A bit dated now. It's not like the modern intactivism we see on YouTube. It was written in 1993, I think. 1993, copyright Bud Berkeley, United States of America, Allison Publications. But it's got an interesting bit on the royal family. So I'll think about that in a minute. The royal family and male genital mutilation. Okay. So, yes, male genital mutilation and the royal family. Well, I'll just look at my mind map here. Male genital mutilation, of course, is one of the paraphilias. And as a paraphilia, it can affect anybody in society, including the royal family. Paraphilia can affect anybody, even the royal family. Cut the royal family and they will bleed like anybody else. They will. Circumcise them and they will bleed and they will scream like anybody else too. They will. They will. Now, according to the information, there's lots of myths about the royal family, about who is circumcised and who isn't. But it looks like Prince Charles was definitely circumcised in 1948 as far as I can see. But there seem to be a few myths about, I can't talk for sure about Princes Andrew and Edward. I'm not an expert on the royal family, by the way. But I'm interested in male genital mutilation and how it affects even the upper echelons of society, yes, whatever. Apparently William and Harry was spared. Apparently Princess Diana was instrumental in getting them spared from the knife. If that's true, I don't know for sure. The fact is, you can talk about these things. There are things you can talk about and things you can't talk about. Under British law, I think if it's like Australian law, I can't say. If Princess Charlotte was genitally mutilated, I couldn't tell you, because you're not allowed to identify anyone who's been subject to female genital mutilation. So I couldn't identify Princess Charlotte, Princess Anne, Princess Eugenie, or Princess Beatrice. I couldn't. You know, there are different disclosure laws if you're male or female. I can certainly talk about Prince Charles. I don't know if Prince George has been cut. But William and Harry were supposedly spared. In fact, I remember one incident where Prince William was having a whittle somewhere and the journalist got too close. So obviously some journalists could see whether he's cut or not. Not that they are disclosed, mind you. But there was talk about invasion of privacy. I'm not here to invade privacy. I'm not. I'm here to talk about male genital mutilation. Now, Prince Charles was ostensibly cut in 1948. Yes. Let's read more about that little thing in this book. In the 1980s, the chance firing of a nurse gave the anti-circumcision movement a big boost. Marilyn Fair Milos, a registered nurse, was fired from her hospital job for protesting the methods used in obtaining circumcision consent signatures from young parents. The mother of 3 boys, all of whom were circumcised at birth, she realized that she herself had not been properly informed about the risks of circumcision. With support from 3 other nurses, Milos started the group Informed Consent to provide better information about infant circumcision to young parents so they could make an informed decision for their sons. The problem of uninformed consent was illustrated by the statement of Cynthia S. Rand, PhD. Every woman who has a male child is approached and asked, "Do you want your son circumcised?" Women just assume that, if they are asked, it must be something important, and the informed consent paper just a formality. Milos first made headlines when she named the Prince and Princess of Wales the Parents of the Year in 1987 for their decision to leave Prince William, heir to the British throne, and his younger brother, Prince Henry, intact, even though their father, Prince Charles, was circumcised. Although the royal family had long been said to traditionally circumcise their heirs, at least since the days of Victoria's Prince Albert, they refused to comment on such a personal matter. Well, there's some myths. Not all these things can be substantiated. If you read on the internet, there's all sorts of mythologies about the royal family, about what's true and what isn't, who was cut, who wasn't, whether Prince Albert actually had a ring through his dick or not. There's all these myths that are put about by people and things that can't be substantiated. Oh, Although the royal family had long been said to traditionally circumcise their heirs, at least since the days of Victoria's Prince Albert, they refused to comment on such a personal matter. It may be a personal matter, yes, but I'm here to discuss male genital mutilation and how it affects everybody from the top of society right to the bottom. And it so happens that the Queen of England was involved in the paraphilia of male genital mutilation, so that's worthy of discussion. It's worthy of public discourse. It was well documented that Prince Charles was circumcised on December the 15th, 1948, by Dr. Jacob Snowman of London, who, according to Charles's biographer Anthony Holden, visited the palace to circumcise the baby. That Charles's sons might have missed the knife was generally attributed to the determined efforts of their mother, Princess Diana, supported by her personal doctor. Her decision was rumoured to cause dissent, and the royal family Her decision was rumoured to cause dissent in the royal family. The London Mirror reported that the Queen's medical advisors prefer to have Princess Di's son officially circumcised by a surgeon attached to the palace. The London Mirror, is that another rag like the Daily Mail? If it's like the Daily Mail, anything it says must be true, yes. In quest of an authoritative account of just what had happened, Milos wrote to Buckingham Palace for confirmation. She received a letter from Miss A. Beckwith-Smith, lady-in-waiting to her Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, stating, "I regret that it is not possible to accede to your request." That's that little bit about the royal family in this book. So, as I said, I can talk about Charles being cut. I can talk about Charles's genital mutilation status. I can't talk about any female royal member, royal family member, that can't talk about their genital mutilation status. If one of those girls, Charlotte, Anne, Eugenie, Beatrice, had been genitally mutilated, I couldn't tell you because you're not allowed to identify somebody who has been subject to female genital mutilation, but the law says you can identify somebody like Prince Charles who's been subject to male genital mutilation, so that's a bit of interesting information. The law is sexist, isn't it? The law is misandrist. See you then, just a bit of information on this hot afternoon.